Up guys, and welcome back to a brand new series that I have on my channel. This is going to be a unedited, pretty much unfiltered, as much of the best as I can series where pretty much almost like a podcast. I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to play through a career mode with you, simulation only. I would be interested if you guys would like to see how popular this series is, but just how if you guys would like to see me play highlights only, because I started that in the past. I just had a few problems recording because I was recording via the Xbox app. Now I have the Elgato and everything sorted. This should be a better series. But the premise of this is saving Sheffield United. If you have paid any attention to Premier League, most of you have, you will know Sheffield United are dangerously close to going down without a fight, without even a win, pretty much. On one point in real life, I try my best to replicate it as best as I could. We have 2 points, but on one point, and they are already 5 points adrift, 4 points adrift at the bottom of the table. So it is not looking good at Sheffield United. To be honest, we will talk a lot in this series just about football, about life, about everything. And I figured, yes, the first discussion point is what has gone wrong. For me, Sheffield United have pretty much not prepared for a season in the Premier League. And I guess if you just look at the squad, there isn't a lot of players that I think even have potential to be in the Premier League. And I can see where they're going with them. As I'm just gonna sort out a few contracts. I think Hamer and I don't pronounce his name. Anel, I'm gonna call him. Definitely a potential. Apart from that, it just seems a lot of older Sheffield United players. I'm just gonna renew contracts. Just I think it's quite realistic that contracts get renewed. I know there is a lot of problem behind the scenes at Sheffield United, which is kind of having obviously adverse effects on the club. They did have to sell their best two players in the summer, in Sanderberg to Burnley, and then Ndai to Marseille, I believe it was, which is just, I do not know how it happened for a team. They didn't even go up like fluky. They finished second, and to pretty much lose all the players, it doesn't make sense, and I think it's where they've gone wrong. I have watched a few Sheffield United games this season. I've just with my time zone being in Australia, I watched them obviously play Manchester City, being the team I support, and being honest, they could have got some out. They defended very well with the five at the back, the five defenders. I think it was Egan. I'm gonna learn how I'm a Hodzits. I hear commentators and can't pronounce it. Egan. I think it might have been Robinson. Bogle even scored in that game as well. But I did think they definitely probably City just outwitted them on the day, but I thought they had enough to stay up, and to me it just hasn't happened. And I think the week after they lost like 8-0 to Newcastle, and going so close with Manchester City, and then going so close with Tottenham. They had so many chances, in my opinion, that would have, like, if they won those games, they got some out of it. If they beat Tottenham away, God knows where they'd be in the league right now. I think they'd be definitely a lot higher up than they are. And just kind of as a case of what could have been for the club. I think they really are struggling at the minute, and it's probably going to take a minor miracle for this team to avoid the drop. As well, in recent weeks, the horrible injury Chris Basham suffered, I think quite realistically, I'm going to give him a bit of a send-up, give him a big move out of the club, just because I don't think this man, if you've not seen it, I wouldn't search it up, but the extent and how severe the injury was, I don't think this guy's going to play professional football again. And his age being 36, I would really hope he does. Has requested a transfer in this, and that's going to be a theme with a few of the players because of simulated, and this game is shit. But I guess we go into the first game. Against Wolves. Wolves in real life have kind of surprised me. Beat Manchester City in this 11th place. They play that wing play style there. And we got a bit of a press conference to start off today's episode. But yeah, I think Wolves in real life have impressed me a bit. I think what really impressed me was when they played against Liverpool. I thought they were really good when they played against Manchester City. I was lucky enough to fall asleep while watching that game.
That's all we have time for.
And then I saw the score on my phone accidentally and realised we'd lost the Wolves, and I was pissed off because pretty much 3 times I've gone on holiday when Manchester City have played Wolves, and 2 times now. So the first time in 2019, I went on holiday and we lost to Wolves. And then the second time I go on holiday, I go camping for the weekend, and we lose to Wolves yet again. So anytime I go away, Manchester City pretty much lose to Wolves. And as well, I believe I went a few years ago and we drew to Leeds. So not great luck in that regard there. I am going to just quick sim this game against Wolves, hoping for our first win against the season. It's a club I don't really have much fondness to. We do pull a 1-1 draw, which is a positive. Look at that possession, 5% possession. Hamer had a bad game. A few of the all defenders had a bad game. I'm going to try rotate them, try and get the best out of this squad. But yeah, point is okay if we're trying to save them. Save Wolves, save Sheffield United has moved on to Brighton away. In terms of Brighton, 12 points this season. They all seem to get relegated in career mode. I don't know why. A decent team there. On paper, it's okay. Any standouts for this season? Pedro's got 4 goals. And yeah, Danny. Pedro the best player this season. Next to Adam Lallana, who's not playing for some reason in this game. But yeah, we'll go into this game hoping to get another win on the bounce. I'm going to play Tom Davies. Still not got his little game picture for some reason as well. And we do need to get the 2 strikers sorted. And it's a 2-1 win. Yeah, that's pretty much what happens when you play Brighton on career mode for some reason. They are just pretty much not useful at all, and you all seem to win as we've got a game against a 6-pointer in my head as Chris Basham. I don't think he'd go a gank, I can't lie to you, but yeah, a 6-pointer against Bournemouth. In terms of relegation, yeah, you know what, fuck it, he could go off to Anderlecht. Baldock wants more games. Egan wants his contract renewed. I think it's probably realistic that Johnny Egan gets his contract renewed. A long-term servant of the club. Played with him a few. I think this will be 3rd year playing in the Premier League with the club, but I think definitely get him a new deal tied down. 3 years is what I'm gonna look at giving him, and yeah. But to me, I think it's a bit of a hole this club is going to be in January. I think a lot of the players that have given contracts to will probably maybe up and leave, and I think that's where the realism is going to come in with all the players putting in transfer requests. Before I go any further, actually, I would like to send off my scout instructions. But yeah, I think a lot of players maybe try and jump ship from pretty much what is a ship that is absolutely sinking at a rapid pace. Few play counter take, but yeah, a ship that's sinking at rapid pace. Will people want to jump out? I could see it, to be honest. I think a few players might, go, well, what's the point of me being here when I can, be, even if I drop down a division or something, this does not look a good situation. And you saw with Sunderland, well, what's now 6 years ago, you get relegated once, you can spiral out of control. I think a few teams who have come up from the Championship, no one near prepared for a season in the Prem, have just kind of rotted in the Championship. So I think of like Cardiff, I think of maybe Middlesbrough as well, like not rotted, I guess that's a harsh word to say, but they're stuck in the Championship. So in my opinion, if this season goes tits up and they get relegated, will they come back up? I think it will take a long time. I think this is pretty much a golden opportunity for the club. But as you see there, I've just sent out my scouts. I think the club pretty much just signs British players. I don't. Oh, signed Vinny Sousa from Spain, but apart from that, I'll scout Germany. I think an unfashionable sort of team loves a German player. But looking at this team, I think a lot of that. Obviously, a guy name can't pronounce, and Vinny Sousa, two players who probably haven't come from the English divisions. But yeah, I'm gonna play counter attack. I think it's probably most reasonable. Realistic. I want to keep this series as realistic as possible, and apparently I don't have any stuff. Okay, that's great. Well, this is a bit realistic, isn't it? But yeah, I think my job maybe to try and clear out as much of the dead wood and just stuff like that. It's probably not gonna. It's gonna, I guess, be toxic for the club. And at least if we go down with a positive atmosphere, make it realistic that we can come back up. So in terms of goalkeeping, Wes Foderin's always been a character who's kind of gonna get the grain, I guess, in the English football. I think there was a video like 2013 when he absolutely kicked off after he got subbed off at half time, got called unprofessional. Alex Davies, I believe signed from Stoke, was it last season? Contract expired. I think it's probably plausible this keeper does look to finish off his career, with some first team minutes. And then Jordan Amisha, I think his career at Sheffield United's done. Ben Osborne, I do think will probably look for a move away. Max Lowe, a lot of potential coming for at Derby, not really reached it yet. 72 overall. And then you have Reece Norton Davies. He's probably not good enough to play in the Premier League, or even in the divisions below as like a top end player. Chris Basham, I think he's come to the end of his career. Obviously, horrible what happened with his injury, and to be quite sad, he will probably leave the club, going down overall quite rapidly. You have Jack Robinson, the Liverpool Academy graduate. I feel he's probably not going to play much. Backup centre back as well. John Egan, club captain, not going to sell him. Aaron Trusty, decent little prospect. Anel as well there. And then we have George Baldock. I think, as I see it, his time is kind of limited. I will give him a new... He's been in my ear about play time. I'm going to give him a new deal. He's been at the club since 2017. If we go down, he's a good option to have. So we just kicked my desk there. Ollie Norwood, 32 years of age. I think he's pretty much like certain to sign for like Rangers or someone like that. Vinny Sousa, CDM, one of the more promising players in the club. And then we have John Fleck. I think he's probably going to leave the club. Koulibaly, I used him actually in career mode a while ago. I'm going to loan out this guy here. Same with Slimane. I think loan them out, get some experience in there. Andre Brooks is probably done. I think Ryan Brewster needs a move away from Sheffield United. I think maybe go abroad. Takes talent today. We've got Cameron Archer, Ollie McBurney, Antoine Hackford. I'm going to give him a new deal. Probably going to try and loan him out. Benny Traore and Jebson, two players definitely need a loan switch away from the club, and then come back and smash it next season. And Osula, I think I will let go. So we've got a bit of options there of players that we've transfer listed there, and I would look for kind of realistic destinations, I guess. I'm not gonna let one of my players go to a relegation rival in Burnley. And what the fuck has happened to Vincent Kompany? He has stole Harry Potter's cloak of invincibility, and he doesn't have a chest anymore. So yeah, we've got a few offers coming in. I guess it's not plausible. He probably goes there. Osula, will he go to Livingston in Scotland? Go up north, or as much up north as he can go. Huddersfield Town want Hackford. Maybe not the smartest move for him. And Ben Osborne to Leicester City. Obviously, we're just trying to clear out some of the deadwood. I guess some of the players who aren't going to play for me. But yeah, I feel I'm going to keep this team. I want to keep McAtee, and I know that they were in my ear about releasing him, recalling Manchester City. He is a very promising player at City, and we've won 3-0. Jeez, Sheffield United, get me in as manager, and you're going to survive relegation. 2 wins on the bounce against 2 relegation rivals. I wouldn't count Brighton as a rival, but we are flying up the table. Koulibaly, I will try and loan him out there. And Andre Brooks, team in Austria want to buy him. Hopefully that deal goes through, and hopefully he gets a transfer out of the club, as we will simulate a bit further on. I'm recording right. Yeah, Scotland blank. I'm sorry that. Well, that's shit. Jebson to. No, I can see that happening, because we're pretty much clearing out the whole squad. We are making. We're clearing out the wage bin. Osborne has gone to Leicester City. I think that's quite a realistic deal. We obviously have Luke Thomas from Leicester. They are looking for a left back to replace him. And then we got Benny Traore. I think he will go out on loan as well. A few other options in and around the club. Ooh, Jebson. I'm not going to accept that, and I'm going to decline that offer as well for Norton Davies to leave to Austria. Ooh. Does he fancy it? Go to France, smash it in France, Ryan Bruce. I'm going to give him the chance to do so. £2.3 million for his services. This is pretty much how I would structure career mode at the minute, just with all the bugs and glitches. Yeah, you know what? We will. Can I? Yeah, I can reject the offer. Yeah. There's John Egan. Okay, great. Aaron Trusty now wants to leave. So that's another player on the transfer list. Gonna have to get rid of him ASAP, as we get a few offers just coming back, accepting deals, and an offer for Brewster to go play in the Bundesliga. Maybe not the move for him going to Darmstadt. There as Burnley come to town against us. Burnley in this save are in 19th place, 4 losses on the bounce. In real life, I think I'm confused what's going on there. Probably don't have a squad good enough for the Prem. I think lots of people thought they would do what Fulham and teams like that did, but they don't really have the quality, I guess, to do it. But they've got enough quality to beat us here. 2-1 at home at Turf Moor, and it is a good win for the Clarets, as they inflict our first loss as Sheffield United manager. And, well, technically, as Sheffield United manager, we're just accepting some more deals. Yeah, and Bruce is pissed off because I've sold him, and was a very pricey transfer. We're getting to effectively $2.5 million from in return, and it's not a great return on investment. I'm going to rotate this team a little bit, as we've got a few players who are tired, who are not fit enough to play. We will play the Everton lad there. I'll give Bogle some minutes. McAtee, I want to keep McAtee, try and keep him. I feel he will leave though, and we've lost 3-1. Yeah, it's probably expected to lose to Liverpool. Would have been nice to get a win, but I guess didn't have the fitness to play the full team. I will also look at some of the scouts and the players that have come back. So in terms of centre back, we are gonna need centre back replacements. So the first player is Tim. I cannot pronounce that name. Paul Jekyll, Maxim Leach could be an option there. I don't think he would join. Jordan Story, from Preston, 26 years of age, might want to go at the Premier League. Lloyd Kelly, I don't think would drop from Bournemouth to us. Dale Fry's another option. Maybe wouldn't take that risk, just being a Middlesbrough a lot of his life. Dada is a player I really like the look of, playing in the second Bundesliga. Ito probably wouldn't go. Kowal, maybe on a loan deal. Could potentially see him coming in. And apart from that, we've got Joel. I'll skip out on Joel Latterbird and Twanzebe. My pronunciation is horrible today. I don't know what's going on. As we look at some options up top for us, we need some new, fresh ideas. I wouldn't say Mara. Maybe Fabio Silva could be an option. Obviously not worked out at Wolves. Thomas Kvancha. And we got the option of Middleton, Ozomagic. And I would probably say those two aren't players I would want to sign. Sanderberg obviously not going to join. Lewis Cook, I could see it coming off. Anton Stach, I think he was linked with replacing Bellingham and that's a recent transfer. Ludovic Rees, Dutch midfielder. Obviously we already have Hamer, so we could strike a partnership there. And Oriel Mangala, and I think Donny van der Beek would be a really decent little loan option. Definitely not going to sign permanently because I think that's too unrealistic to expect a player at Manchester United to come and sign permanently with us, especially in a relegation battle. I think, just his links with like Ajax and stuff, he's more likely to go there. But if we could get him in on a short-term loan for the end of the season, I think he played for Everton a few years ago. Donny van der Beek is definitely gonna leave Man United. To where though, I don't really know. Does he drop to the Championship or not? That's where the factor of going to the Eredivisie probably comes into it, as we are just getting rid of a few players on loan, just helping their development. Just the fact that they probably will not be able to supply us with anything in the Premier League or in Sims, just help their overall growth. I think Koulibaly, Slimani, Jebson and Benny Traore. Maybe Benny Traore's the unrealistic one, but they all need time to develop in away from the Prem. I don't think they are ready for it, and I think they will get in alive in this division. But this is the squad here. Vinicius is pissed off, which is not a good sign. We picked up a draw against Brentford. I didn't really go into detail about Brentford. Can't be asked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, Brentford fans, but you just bore me a bit. Like John Fleck. Oh my! We have got 3 players who want to leave. It's a joke. But Norton Davies has actually left on a free to Turkey. The Welsh left back, he's gone on a free, and Chris Basham has gone to Anderlecht. Why's that taking so long to go through? The centre half is out of here, and he is on his way to the Belgian league. As we've got Sarr, Tottenham's new world-class midfielder will sign for us. Let's look at some of the other options in terms of centre-backs. I don't think he would join. I don't think Brentford would join. Ben Wilmot's an option at Stoke, and probably not going to get much chance with Stoke getting promoted. I think would look maybe at a Premier League move if he's ready. I'm not 100% sure of just yet for that move, but we need options at the back, as half my team's pretty much said they want to leave, and John Fleck has gone to Burnley. So that is a snake move. I am not going to lie, a team we are competing with, but we have a game against Chelsea. That's their team there. How do I see the position in the league? 8th place. Want to watch on Nkuku, Sterling, Chilwell on a bench, and Petrovic on the in goal. And just looking at that bench, look, Chelsea have spent 100 million, like 1 billion. Who the fuck is David? He can't even spell David right. Ogachukwu, is one the kid. Bros, like that's the team that you've spent 100 mil. Half of them aren't even over like 82 overall. And yeah, we should probably get some out of this game. How bad Chelsea have been in recent weeks in the league. Even in this, they've not impressed a lot of people, I don't think. I don't know why I'm talking about people and Creamer, but yeah, let's go. Let's get a win at Stamford Bridge, and we lose 3-1. So our little purple patch of form, once I got appointed, the little new manager bounce, it came, and now we are staring down the barrel of relegation. The positive thing is Derby County's points total probably won't be broken, which I guess you can take on the chin, and you can say, you know what, we were bad, but we weren't the worst team in the league, and we have a absolute shit fixture list. I'm not going to accept the Qatar manager job, or the Welsh, or the Romanian, and John Egan saying everyone's pissed off in the dressing room. Well, half of them are going to leave, so maybe don't complain, as we got a big game against Aston Villa, away from home. Villa on fire in real life, and they're on fire in this. We've lost 3-1 yet again. I don't know who's letting us down. John Egan 4.7, Vinny Sousa 5, Hamer 5.1. McBurney got the best rating for the team. None of them will be starting the next game. I am a ruthless manager, so I need to take them out. And we've got a relegation. I think this might be the biggest game in both these teams' history. That is a bit of an overestimation, but a big game for both teams, as I think we both need this 3 points to stay in the division. And if this be the only team we beat, so be it. I need to get the energy focus on my players, because otherwise the energy just drains. But yeah, Sheffield United against Luton. We are at home. We are at Bramall Lane, fighting for this fixture here. And yeah, I'm going to go with this team. Obviously not everyone at full fitness. Can we win? Luton, rock bottom of the league in terms of their goals. Colin Woodrow has got 5. Jacob Brown, their top scorer, top assists. Adebayo with 2, and their top performance is Colin Woodrow with a 6.8 average rating. So let's get into it. Let's beat Luton at home, and we're going down. We're going down. We are going down. Oh my days, that is horrible. That is absolutely not what I wanted to see. I'm probably going to get sacked. I'm generally probably going to get sacked, as now we've got Manchester City at the Etihad. And Jay Bogle's been talking to the press. You know what, Jaden? You come in, have a masterclass. Pocket Haaland, pocket everyone. Can we get a win at the Etihad? Obviously not. Nearly, actually. Norwood missed a penalty to get a point there. But yeah, we are staring down the barrel of relegation. And it's not looking good. We will simulate to the 1st of January to just see the absolute exodus of players. And Troyers have recalled Larucci, who hasn't even played any minutes for me. Any of these save our season? Ludwig Becker, I mean, you know what? Get in the team, he's 18. Still in the youth academy. Thomas Gil. Probably not. Rachel Ali. I didn't know they added women to career mode. Do a lot for diversity, EA. I think you should be very proud of them. But yeah, that's that for the first episode. I will come back with a January transfer special. Hopefully we sign some decent players. Hopefully we stay up. Yeah, this is not going to plan the first episode. We sit rock bottom of the league. Won't show me because we're in the thing. Yeah, rock bottom. 2 points off spot safety. 20 games in. We need some points in the next episode. Hopefully we get some. I'll see you guys then. Peace.